Welcome to Food Travelers. In this episode, we are heading up north to the city of Vancouver, British Columbia. And Micah, on this day, we ended up being in a very nice snowy weather. I know down in Seattle, when we were heading up, it wasn't this way, but when we ended up in Vancouver, there was lots and lots of snow that decided to come down. But yeah, pretty excited to find and try this restaurant. It's a Malaysian restaurant called the Banana Leaf.
Yeah, Simon, it was actually coming down quite hard. We actually made reservations to this restaurant, so we were kind of just sitting in the car waiting for a little bit before we entered in. And when we first parked, there was no snow at all. It was just kind of slushy and rainy. And then as we were sitting and getting ready to head into the restaurant, it just started pouring in really, really hard. And a little bit of background about this restaurant: they actually have a few different locations. They have one in Broadway, a couple of different restaurant locations out in Broadway, in the Kitsilano, Robson, Davie, and then this one is actually in the Surrey location. And their opening hours for this Surrey location is actually Monday to Sunday from 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. and the kitchen last order is 10 p.m. Oh, that's sugar.
Yeah, and going through the menu, Micah, we ordered the 12-course menu. And kind of looking with all the stuff they had in the past, they changed their menu quite often. I've seen several different menus that offered different amount of courses, but in this case, for us specifically, we actually had the 12-course menu, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, and this drink that I got is called the 3-layer milk tea. And this 3-layer milk tea, as you're seeing in the video, I didn't mix it in very well, and the waiter actually came by and said, yeah, you gotta mix it in more, otherwise it's gonna be too sweet, because it's all cane sugar in the bottom. And with the 3-layer milk tea, is actually like a Malaysian tea, the palm sugar or the cane sugar. I guess it depends on which location you go to, and also with evaporated milk. So combining all together is actually, if you don't mix it well, it's gonna be really, really, really sweet in the bottom. But for me, I knew I didn't mix it well, but I wanted to taste that coconut sugar or the cane sugar in the bottom first, and just to see how sweet it actually is before I mixed it in all the way.
And that drink was actually pretty unique. You don't get that much flavor from other places like that, because actually, Micah, they didn't use that palm sugar, which has a really unique flavor to it. It's something that Eastern Cambodia is used quite often, and so it's very distinctive flavor to it. It has a much different sweetness than it does just regular sugar that I guess most of the world is kind of used to, who don't use palm sugar. But it is actually really good. I did enjoy that drink as well. And then kind of started with all the first courses we came through, and it wasn't kind of like one course at a time. They kind of just dropped as they kind of finished certain dishes that came through. So it was kind of nice, but definitely if you wanted to get different types of Malay food, this is actually really, really good to be able to actually try a whole bunch of different varieties within this set of Malay food.
Yeah, definitely. Usually for me, my family and I, either we go to Malaysia or Singapore, we usually just get the most basic stuff, like the Hainanese chicken with rice, and then we'll top it off with a little bit of salad or skewers here and there. But I think this 12-course menu makes a lot of sense, because you get to really try out different type of things that you normally would never order. Or if you're kind of newer to Malaysian restaurant in general, this is a really great course, because to kind of watch, I guess, the party and prepare enough food just for the party. You won't feel like it's not enough food or there's too much food either.
Yeah, I agree. The proportions for the 12 courses, of course, that we had, they were really good. I didn't feel like I was overstuffed and I couldn't, walk after eating, and I also didn't feel like I was still really, really hungry. It was nice and balanced, and so pretty much you get a nice taste of everything, but at the same time, you're nice and full, so you kind of feel really well with your meal. At the same time, you're not hungry still, and so it's always the key to be able to go in and get enough food to where you're nice and full and not feeling like you need to have something more. But very great. With the scallops you just saw, those were really nice and tender, especially with the curry. A very great flavor, a little bit of the creaminess. It's more on the creamier side than it is on the watery side, and that's what I really enjoy. Something that I'm used to much more in terms of Cambodian curry. Really enjoyed that dish.
Yeah, and as you saw in the video, there's that Singapore chili lobster tail. That was something I really wanted because whenever I went back to Singapore, I always order that dish. And some of the other courses, like the smaller courses, they don't actually include that specific dish. So I'm really glad we got to try it. I have to say, like, the flavors in this restaurant is very like strong, like it's on stronger side. You won't feel like they didn't add enough spices or there's not enough flavor into it. I think overall everything was just really good. I'll definitely come back to this one.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. I really did enjoy coming here and trying all these different foods. You know, I've had some Malay food here and there before, but never quite the ensemble of food all coming at one sitting, and being able to try the different even meats, you know, going from the lobster to shrimp to fried fish and everything else. We also had a dessert at the end, of course, and that was also something I really enjoyed, and that's coming up too as well. But yeah, just definitely the mix of flavors and different kind of textures to kind of get it all in. You get a really good taste of what a Malaysian food has to offer.
Yeah, and I think there's also the banana leaf, coconut rice and banana leaf that was also really good too. I know that's coming up, and Simon was kind of opening up and thinking that there might be something in the center. But even for me, I thought, okay, maybe there's nothing in the center, but let me just drop it on my dish, and it just kind of
I was trying to film Mike as he was putting it in, and I didn't realize he was just going to plop it all down. And so I was like, okay, I guess he's just going to plop it all down. I was kind of thought he was going to open it and kind of let me like kind of look inside and see what's there, but he just ended up plopping it down. But as you can see here, this is the banana fritters, and this was actually pretty good. I really enjoyed the texture, the crispiness of the banana, the outer shell that they created, the crust was so good. You can actually hear it as you're kind of biting through or cutting through it. The banana inside was nice and tender. You know, you're getting cooked in. It's kind of steamed or baked inside that shell as they're frying it. And with the vanilla ice cream and the crunchy toppings as well, it's just a really great dessert to kind of finish off the meal.
Yeah, this was definitely one of my favorite dish from this restaurant. It was really good. I don't know if you've ever had like tempura ice cream in general, but like I guess it's kind of similar in that. I mean, in terms of like the batter and how they fried it. It was also really good with the banana and the ice cream that they used. Overall, I really liked this one. The surface was really great as well. And for this notable is the 3-layer milk tea. It's a very popular drink among the locals in Malaysia, as it consists of black tea, palm sugar, and evaporated milk. It's definitely a very unique drink. Definitely get this one if you're here at this restaurant.
If you've enjoyed the content you've seen, don't forget to support the channel and hit like and subscribe. And if you want to see additional pictures of food and our travels, go over to our Instagram page and follow us there. Thanks for watching.